my name is Jeb Barton, and I represent the Near West Side, House District 25. And I really just want to encourage you to help us in this cold wind. And the best way to do that is to shine sunlight on it. The issues that we've talked about tonight are issues that have been pushed through in the dark. And you sense when we talk about the governor decreasing the number of state employees, well, he's compensated for that by hiring private contractors, not with sunlight shining on it, but with backroom deals. We've begun to see the results of that in federal investigations on FSSA and how they've done some real estate transactions. We're going to see more of that. But we've got to crank up the sunshine, and you share that sunshine with the folks around you by helping us, lighten up the issue. We know from all the testimony that has occurred so far that right to work hurts families. I mean, it cuts into your paycheck. It cuts into your safety in the workplace. It cuts into your pension. We've talked recently about the cuts that were made last year to tuition reimbursement by the state of Indiana. Kind of blindsided me. I had no idea that Republicans in the legislature had taken away the tax-free tuition compensation you get from an employer. You now pay income taxes if your employer is going to help you with your tuition. I mean, if we should be doing anything in Indiana right now, it would be to encourage employers to help educate their employees. But the Republican Party took that away from us last year. We've got to shed light on that. We've got to turn the sunlight out on all these issues. Right now at the State House, the average citizen is treated as a second-class citizen.
Say that.
If you have a special badge that says you're a registered lobbyist, you get to go places that the average Joe doesn't. We saw that yesterday in the state of the judiciary. They took the folks who were in the State House and moved them a good 250 feet away from the chamber to the other side of the building. Why did they do that? Because they didn't want them to have that close a contact with the legislature. Now, if you had that special badge, you got to be inside the row. Privileged. Now, just last week, we were able to shed light on an even bigger problem where the governor had said 3,000 people, that's it, that's all we're letting in the building. Well, just so happens that 1,700 of them actually work there, so that cuts it down to 1,300. You throw in a couple of grade school classes, and pretty soon you don't have any room in the building for the citizens. Now, with sunshine, with daylight shine on that issue, the governor changed his mind. But that was only because the citizens spoke out, and we lit up that sunshine on the issue. That's why we're here tonight. That's how we're going to get rid of the cold wind that's blowing through the State House. But it's going to take all of us sharing that message with our friends and family and community. And so I just thank you for being here tonight with us, and I thank Representative Bartlett for organizing this. Thank you.
Those of you who have these maps, the reason why we included those, the states, I don't know why they use blue because that's a labor color, but states are blue states or right to work states. And if you look at those states, you'll find that they do not have the benefits that most of the yellow states will have. Texas taught their employment roles. But if you remember, there was an oil spill in Texas where there was a major influx of folk going to Texas. There were some hurricanes to come through in that southern belt, these right-to-work states, where folk had to go there and work. So yes, the employment rolls went up. When Hurricane Katrina went through Louisiana, there's a lot of folk going there to work. So they count that as employment in that state. So we can't be fooled by, numbers don't lie, but liars keep numbers. So like, you have to be careful on how you digest all that. But you know, I served on Labor and Employment Pension Committee. And this is, I think, my 5th session. Representative Crawford's been there a little longer, but I think that was a record.
A day or two.
The 6 minutes and 25 seconds, I believe, was a record for a committee hearing, I do believe.
Absolutely.
And I do not believe that due process was followed. And my colleagues and I have discussed it. We're going to talk with a constitutional lawyer to see if we could possibly file suit, because we do believe that the Constitution was violated. But one of my colleagues on the Labor Committee said something that I thought was so profound. Representative Clyde Kersey out of Terre Haute. He said, "Mr. Chairman, I vote no." He said, "But let me say this. I truly believe that the light of democracy was put out today in the House of Representatives." And I thought that was so powerful. And that summed it up. That summed it up. And I think that as a labor member, UAW Local 933, I will fight for as long as I can, but we are not doing all we can in the labor movement to educate our brothers and sisters. We have to, in the plants, we need to move around and make sure everybody understands what's going on. We need to be on the phone, and when you go, Peter, you got a truck in the plant, when you ride around, you tell them, call everybody you know. Don't put no number on it. You call everybody you know. This is our fight. This is our fight. Will we win? I don't know. But let me tell you this. I grew up in Brightwood. I've had some fights. You ain't gonna win every fight. But if you don't fight, it's certain you won't win.
Right.